What's going on, YouTube, fam? This your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Let's get right into the story. Loyalty. That's a word that's thrown out there every day by a person's closest family and friends. But in a time where it's hard to find a solid person, who should we really expect to be loyal to us? A baby mother, homeboy, maybe even a brother or close family member. In the dream world, that would probably be the case. But we all have heard or saw situations where people someone might love the most cross them, and that so-called loyalty word goes out the window. Most out here are focused on themselves, their happiness, and journey in life, to the point everyone becomes expendable. And that's a choice that us as individuals can make without owing no one or explanation. Unless you got ties to a person on a different kind of level, like having a child by them or a best friend you call your brother or sister. A sense of trust, love, and respect is expected. But you might get your feelings hurt to believe just because you live by them principles and morals, everyone else around you will. And we become blinded by being loyal to people who don't feel the same way about you. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we will be taking it to Orlando, Florida to discuss a case of a man crossed by his homie and baby mother that ended tragically. Back in 2022, 39-year-old Melvin Ray Wilcox was a hard-working father of two, trying to live his life. Most explain Melvin as a natural-born salesman that could sell anything, funny and a helping person who often volunteered at events and gave back to his community. The man had gotten out of a relationship a while back with the mother of his child, 43-year-old LaShawn Triplett. The two had knew each other and had a relationship for nearly 15 years. A close friend of Melvin, who he considered a brother, was 42-year-old Johnny Wesley. As life was going on for Melvin, things seemed to be on the up and up. But on March 13th, that all changed. While at a trip at a Central Florida county fair, Melvin observed something that would make him furious. His child's mother, LaShawn, and his homie, Johnny, at the event together, looking like a couple. Clearly upset, the man approached the two, asking when all this started and what they had going on. They disclosed to Melvin that they had been in a relationship for almost a year now and was trying to keep it a secret. He was feeling betrayed by his child's mother and friend. Melvin and Johnny would exchange some words, but because of all the people, it didn't come to hands. Everyone went their separate ways. Heard about the encounter, Melvin called and told his mother about the whole situation. She calmed him down, and a few days would pass. On March 15th, Melvin told his mother he was going to see a friend. It was early in the morning when he hopped in his Honda Civic and headed out. But somewhere in the mix of that day, plans changed. About 2 a.m., Melvin pulled up to Elon Road in the Pine Hills area of Orlando to talk to his so-called homie Johnny at his house. And after that, no one saw Melvin. The next day, noticing her son didn't call, no one saw him or his vehicle, Melvin's mother was worried and called the friend he was supposed to go see that morning. The person told her he never arrived to the home. Later that day, she contacted Johnny, who stated, "Yes, ma'am. I saw Melvin late last night. He pulled up to talk about me and LaShawn." Johnny also stated the two men got into a physical altercation, but then Melvin decided to leave, but his car would not start. So they gave him a jump, and they haven't saw him since. Confused and not buying the story, Melvin's mother called local police to report her son's car and him missing. As police found out the situation between Melvin and Johnny, and he was the last person to see him, Johnny was soon considered a suspect, but with no information on Melvin, they couldn't do anything about it. Then on March 18th, detectives got a break. When Melvin's car was spotted in a Walgreens parking lot in the area of Pine Hills Road and North Lane. As the search of the vehicle was being done, police opened the trunk and found Melvin, unfortunately already gone, from multiple gunshot wounds to his body and head. As detectives reached out to Melvin's mother to give her the news, she stated that night he disappeared, she was calling his phone multiple times, only to get the voicemail, and people said the last place they saw him was Elon Road at Johnny's house. Detectives got surveillance footage from the area that pointed straight to Johnny's home. After viewing almost 10 hours of footage, they noticed about 2 a.m. Melvin entered the home but never came back out. About 2 hours later, Johnny was seen walking out the front door trying to start Melvin's car with multiple people around who saw all of this. Eventually, with jumper cables, the vehicle started. About 1 hour later, the Honda was backed up through the front yard to the door of the home. All the lights in the house was turned off, and the man was seen driving the car away. About 1 hour after that, Johnny was seen on footage walking back to the house on feet and loading 2 large trash bags and his own whip, driving back off to return 15 minutes later and entering the home. With the video, detectives alleged Melvin pulled up to the house, which had Johnny and LaShawn there that night. Sometime in the conversation, he was shot 3 times and loaded in the trunk of his own car and drove to the parking lot. Detectives went to search Johnny's home and found bullet holes, traces of blood, and 9mm shell casings. Both Johnny and LaShawn were arrested and charged with first-degree hit and given a no bail. Later in the case, a court date came where Melvin's family and friends flew in from all over. A plea deal was supposed to be on the table for Johnny and LaShawn, and they were supposed to accept it. But during the last minute, they both declined the offers, leaving Melvin's mother and family hurt, as they just wanted justice. She stated she really doesn't have any faith in the system, as Johnny admitted to her he did it, and the charges were still dropped from first degree to something else unknown at this time, and the trial was postponed. When asked did he hit his friend, Johnny stated no comment. As of now, both LaShawn and Johnny are awaiting trial and are innocent until proven otherwise. Rest in peace to Melvin. I send my deepest prayers and condolences to the family, his mother, and 2 kids, one in which he had by Miss LaShawn. This is a cutthroat situation. I know after a breakup, no one owes a person an explanation and moving on. But after 15 years, a child, and hop into a relationship with someone we both considered a friend, I can definitely see why Melvin felt crossed and betrayed. As far as Johnny and LaShawn, he took out his so-called homie allegedly and lied to his mother over a woman. And LaShawn allowed her baby father to walk into an ambush, in which I'm sure they all knew where this situation was going that night. They decided to all have a talk. A lot of people will say Melvin should have just left it alone. It was what it was and kept it pushing. I agree. But when that loyalty words come into play and friendship, some of us expect that from people who never really was real in the first place, putting us in a vulnerable situation. Watch who you call a friend. Some people are opportunists, just waiting for a chance to show their true colors. You should never be surprised, no matter who it is, when you find out the love wasn't real. And remember, we gotta succeed not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Man, crazy story. Rest in peace to Melvin. This whole situation, wow, So his baby mother and his homie got into a relationship. They was in a relationship like a year. They tried to keep it a secret from him. They probably knew he wasn't gonna be feeling it. So when he ran into him, things allegedly got crazy and it went from there. As far as that night, him going to the home, that's crazy. I don't think I would have made that move. But everybody think different, especially when emotions is involved and you feel crossed. But yeah, man, I ain't gonna talk y'all head off. Let me know what y'all think about this one in the comments. Remember to definitely be respectful. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. It's all love, fam. This your boy Tony 2 times. I'm out.